What's good, guys? Alright, so we got the bookmarks. So here's fiction. We read it in order to be entertained. But drama, we read to perform, like a play. Then, from fiction, you read from beginning to end. Read like a book, from left to right, start to finish, cover to cover. From drama, you follow the structure. He goes here, then he walks off set, then he's in the garage, then he goes to the car. Understand relationships for fiction among plot elements and characters and settings. For that, you have to have the plot diagram. We'll talk about that later. For drama, you understand stage directions, telling you where to go, what to do, like your mom, like your dad. Follow the flashback and foreshadowing. 10 seconds left. No time on the clock. The next day. Drama, you understand how dialogue portrays the character, plot, and theme. So for drama, everybody's talking. There's not any narrator. There's just talking. Everybody's talking. There's lots of talking. Then we go to plot.
Thanks, Landon. Alright, so plot is basically how a book goes. So this is exposition. That's like the beginning, where it's set, the characters, the time, all that fun stuff. Rising action. That's what happens like as you're getting to the main part of the story, the climax. The climax is where you get shocked, like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? What happened? Why did he or she do that? Falling action. That's what happens after the climax, going down to the end, like figuring out what happens after the big shock or whatever up here. And then the resolution, that's what happens at the end. That's the ending, like they lived happily ever after. Now we go on to conflict.
Hello. Conflict, there are 6 types of conflict. You have man versus self, man versus another person, man versus nature, man versus society, man versus unknown, man versus machine. And conflict is whenever the person just realizes, oh, there is a problem, and it is not good. And you can find out the conflict by text evidence, and you can see if the conflict is resolved by looking for text evidence. And that's it. I'm going to character traits.
Alright, so in my opinion, character traits is one of the most important portions of the story because it gets you to be a little more familiar with the characters in your story. So, say somebody was afraid, they would be able, you can kind of tell they're afraid by how they're acting, how they're talking, and other ways. There's many different ways you can tell character traits from text evidence, and lots of characters may change over time, changing their character traits, and yeah, summary.
Summary is a summarization of the whole story, and it is categorized by somebody wanted but so and. That's a flashlight. No, okay. But somebody is pretty much the exposition, but just the characters and maybe setting. And then wanted is the conflict and what is actually wrong with the story. And then but or because is the climax. So it's the height of the story where your blood's rushing and you feel what the character is feeling. Like, oh my god, that guy gonna kill somebody. And then so is the resolution, which is the end and how it's all resoluted words. And then and is the theme. And with star, plot, and summary, it's not just beginning, middle, end. It's somebody wanted but so and.